It always comes to this. More nice. Hello there, guys. Back to do another tattoo progress update today. Where I last left off, I had talked about the back stretch of this sleeve here. It's all healed up now and it looks just about the same as it did fresh. No real surprise there. I did say that these second and third passes of these same pigments, again, this is not the second and third pass of this back stretch of my arm in general, but for this, of what Terry's done, this is the second and third time, and so parts of it have been passed twice, parts have been passed 3 times. So we have these basically as good as fresh results, even through this tough spot of my elbow that has been famously difficult to saturate. All of it is peeled and it won't be fading back much from here. So this color palette is basically done. And so, as I keep saying with this sleeve, we are rapidly approaching the end zone with this thing. And there are just a few things left to do. I have a session coming up on the sleeve again tomorrow with Terry, where we're going to be targeting specifically the orange in the underbelly of the tentacles and the yellow in the suction cups. And as we see here, even the yellow in the elbow, which has been so problematic, has done very well. I think we should probably dot in the orange around that as well, because we actually dotted the yellow into that suction cup. That's just one pass of the yellow over it, and these used to be kind of bluey green, but with that said, Rick's elbow tentacles, or not tentacles, but suction cups in the background and all that was never really saturated, so that might have actually helped the color go in on one go a little bit better. So yeah, we're going to be doing, there's some spots in here and then up here and all kind of all over the place, so it'll be a bit of an all over the arm session, but that'll be specifically just for the suction cups and the orange. So it should go pretty quick, but just a little bit all over the place. After that, I want to do, if we don't get to it tomorrow, and we may, I don't know how long it's going to take, but I want to get to a session of just fine-tuning a few things. There's some spots on the face I want to just crisp up a bit. The red and black in this chunk where we went over the blue with the red, that needs to be done again. That's just one pass of that. That can be a little bit tidier in there. And then there's a little spot through here I want to sharpen up, and just some odds and ends. And then we have a separate session that we'll do through here. And then I want to do one more pass on the red and some of the white and the moon and the tentacles at the bottom of my hand here. And then we're done. So I think probably, well, done, as I said. I may down the road come back to it and refine some things when it's had a good long break, but I see 3 to 4 sessions left to go on this, which should be 18 sessions at the most with Terry before we're calling it done for the first time. So that's quite remarkable from where I'm sitting. I will also mention that the session that I had with Terry on this sleeve is all healed up as well. And this guy up here has done quite well. The top one is the best of them. It was the best fresh, so it's no surprise that it's the best healed. I already really like that. There are some parts where it didn't take as well, and some parts where it took better. That's pretty typical for this, you know. We knew that this one was a little bit worse, and as we moved down the arm, they kind of got progressively worse. So this one is the worst of the bunch, I think. The tongue is pretty see-through. It'll need a lot of love, and we should probably start there the next time we do the second pass on these. I can't tell you how many sessions this is going to take with how layered the color is already over that black. We're in firmly uncharted territory. I don't think anyone has ever tried to do anything this crazy, so to say that it will be 3 passes and that'll be all, I can't say that responsibly. I don't know. but we will just work away at it, and it's not like it's crazy painful anyway. Again, the ditch one did decently well, but some of it is worse still than it will be, obviously. I actually think the colors here are very bright. They just don't look as whole as the one up here does. And then the hand is very, very thin. Even some of the black didn't go super great. Interestingly, in the places where we did white over top of the purple, there's almost no purple left. Again, purple being a really weak pigment. Not that surprised, but where we went over this, and I don't know, Terry may want to change some of his approach next time. This is not a failure. There's still color in there. The second pass will go better, even if just for the fact that we don't have to do the lining this time. There's a little bit of lining that might get touched up. It should go smoother that next time. So with that all addressed, nothing disappointing in any of this. This is, as I said, a pretty crazy thing to be doing at all. So to be expecting better results than we got would be irresponsible and absurd. With that said, I had a session today with my wife, and her most ambitious tattoo on me yet, which may seem crazy considering how many colors I've had her do on me. But this is the most ambitious in a way that most people will not understand. It is definitely the most technically demanding tattoo I've had her do. And so without further ado, I'll go ahead and show it off and quit talking about it. All right, so I've got my camera adjusted here. Hopefully you can see it. I'm not always the best with these leg tattoo reveals. I haven't showed this leg much lately. I haven't been working on this leg specifically lately, but it looks the same as you'll remember. The knee tattoo up here has only been passed twice. He desperately needs his third pass, not because he looks bad, but it's more because I want him to be more solid than he is. But everything that was done in there is healed up nice, and this has been 6 or 7 months since we've hit it already, believe it or not. And the kneecap needs a little more love for sure. But he's looking like he was, so it's not a bad thing. It just is what it is. As well as bad as doing bad things. Let's see if I can get this a little lower. So yeah, he's about the same as you'll remember him. And yeah, everything is kind of doing what it's doing down here. Don't have it great to show everything off, but both legs are at a similar place of saturation. I think this one, having done the script today, will mean that this leg is technically more covered now. There's a little bit of glare from the shine of the freshness of the tattoo there. Trying to get it out of that, but it's a little bit wet. Yeah, so you can see the candy cane down there. That hasn't been touched in over a year. We're going to be doing the next pass on that very soon. That'll be the next thing Sarah does on me. But hasn't changed at all. It's important that I mention this because these things are all pegged to be gone by now. Right? Like there's some tattooer out there that's telling you that these things won't last or that I'm touching them up all the time. So that's why whenever I'm showing my legs, I like to go over kind of things that I haven't worked on in a very long time. And with the way my YouTube works, I make a vlog for every tattoo I get. So there are no touch-ups that you're unaware of. Unless you haven't been watching these videos episodically or have no awareness of my channel. What you see is what you get here. So anyway, I mentioned that this was the hardest tattoo I've had her do on me yet. And I mean that very seriously. And that's because the weight of the design is so much in the line. And then in the black fill and the solid red, we have only 2 colors here. And there is nowhere to hide your inconsistencies and your flaws. So I talk about this often on Remy Reacts, but what happens when you do blackout is if you have any spottiness at all in your saturation, you're going to see it. Because there's so little there that your eye can fixate on. It will find whatever is wrong. And so the black saturation is not perfect in this, and it may even out a bit. I suspect it will. It's just that it will really beat up your ego to see, so much of one color is not solid. But I think she did a really good job for what it's worth, and I wouldn't have asked her to do this tattoo a year ago because her lines weren't as straight and her color saturation wasn't as strong. Now you could say, oh, but look at that candy cane, right? But there's more going on there. There's more contrast to hide in. Where this is kind of, your technique is on display for the world to pick apart. And so I think she was a little self-conscious with this one. With that said, I think she killed it. Now, what is the tattoo? It is my son's name, Ivan. It's done in a black metal font. I had this tattoo on my forearm years ago. I just did a video about it. And it got covered within my first sleeves. And so I always kind of thought I would get it back one day somewhere where it wasn't in the way of a big sleeve. And it just so happens that that ends up being my leg. So Rick did the original one. It was smaller, and it was a custom font that I more or less drew. This one I had Sarah draw based off of black metal bands that we listened to. I wanted it to look, you know, in that style. And I think she met the mark. With that said, this will be like everything else. It will get its additional passes, but the black won't need as much love as it would have needed if we had done it in white, for example. Black on black usually only needs a little touch up in the black saturation. But where we have so much of it, it may need a full second pass, and that's totally fine. When we do that, I plan on bringing this red closer, well, right up into everything else. It's just that we had already done so much packing for the day that my skin had kind of had enough, and that's the most color that Sarah's packed on my skin. It's hard to see inflammation and swelling and stuff like this on a blackout, so it's really better safe than sorry. And where she pushed so much farther than I've had her push before, of just straight color saturation and lining, it was better that we cut our losses, especially knowing that we're going to be coming back to this anyway. We can always get the rest of it done another day. And Sarah's probably going to be the one who does most of my background red, so that I put in between all of these. When we do the candy cane session next time, we'll be incorporating the red throughout that as well. So anyway, I'll meet you guys back up there. Yeah, I really like how that came out. It's a nice little story. I enjoy the idea of having my first tattoo redone on my leg. The novelty of that is not lost on me this far into the journey, the tattoo journey, to still be making new memories and little stories like that. And that is the predominant reason why I did not do leg sleeves. I wanted to be able to do one-offs and experiences and memories and stuff like this. And I find that much more interesting personally than just making my leg a giant tentacle like someone might have expected, or some other creature anatomy, or a rose leg, you know. I think that doing it this way is a better, safer, long road for me. I have quite a bit of space left, but also not much space at the same time. I actually wanted to put that script in a different spot originally, but we needed the script to be of a certain size, so it ended up being in a bigger spot than I expected it would be. And so now each one of these decisions that I make is, do I want that thing permanently? Because the likelihood is very low that I'm going to do another leg blackout. If I was to black out anything substantial, it would have been this sleeve, and now we've kind of found the solution to that problem already. So my days of blackout are probably mostly behind me. I would never say fully, just because there could always be a few small spots like we did with my chest, where we do a small chunk, cover that, and then do something else. But I wonder about my patience for another whole blackout. And I do enjoy this, but I don't want to put it to a place where I don't enjoy it and make it something that's not fun for anyone. So making these kinds of decisions, like giving up that space on my leg for that, it's like, yes, I do want that tattoo. And now I am asking that question, where I feel my legs are my last space to start new things, like brand new things. Yes, I've added stuff to my rose sleeve, but that is in addition to what's there rather than a brand new thing. Anyway, I have a whole lot more stuff to talk to you guys about, but I wanted to keep this one focused on the tattoo work today. I have had a pretty eventful week in terms of content creation, potentially, but I will talk to you guys more about that tomorrow after my next session with Terry. All right, take care. I'll talk to you guys again soon.